protest that is happening in London. I've seen a couple of videos and I just want to dive into it and what I think about it. First of all, I'm not here to judge them or tell them, they can't take to the street and protest if they want to. But there are certain things and the way people go about things, like the message may be good or might be good, but the way you're going about it is like the wrong ways. So let's break this down what I think about the Just Stop Oil protest in London and its protesters. So I've been seeing a couple of tweets, pictures and videos of a group of people sitting, on the floor, protesting, making their voice be known that they would just want people to stop oil. And then before I was like, okay, what are these people up to? What are they all about? What do they stand for? Trying to wrap my mind against, what I think that this is all about. The message is good, like I said earlier, but the way they are going about it, it's totally wrong. I see a bunch of mostly teenagers that have zero clue, like they have no idea at all about certain things in life. When I see protests of, big issues, then I see a bunch of teenagers, I just feel like, these people, these kids just, these are like spoiled brats at home, that they feel that they can just jump on any bandwagon without even knowing the background of everything, and then they start making a fuss. Kids that like attention. A little bit of narcissist trait is also part of them. Because you guys are protesting about Just Stop Oil. The banners that they are using, oil is being used to produce those banners. The t-shirt that they are using, oil is being used to print out those t-shirts. Everything they are using basically involves oil. How they move from one location to another in in their fight of protest, that also involves oil. So it's like they don't even know what they are fighting for. They have no idea, they're just there trying to make a fuss. The most annoying thing that I saw online is when a group of them sat down on the ground, blocking cars from moving. On a busy day, people are going to work. Ambulances are trying to transport sick people from one hospital to another, or accident victims. What ambulance do? Then these kids and self-entitled spoiled brats are sitting on the floor blocking the road. I saw another one throwing paint at a very beautiful art exhibit. I think it's a museum or something. He was putting on some weird outfits with his skirts, and sometimes when I watch videos and I see all these white kids misbehaving, I smile. You will not try that in an African home. Who raised you? Kids are supposed to be in school, be reading their books. But you live overseas in Europe, you see all these little kids that they don't even know how to wash their bum. They're out here saying they're making protest. I saw another group also that were two of them. They went to, I think, the art exhibition in London where they put wax figures of the royal family. And then they were splashing a cake on King Charles' face. And then I was able to sit down and do a little bit of work and internet search, and that man King Charles has been fighting for the environment since day one. He has done so many projects, and he has establishment under his arm that he's fighting every day for a safe environment for his grandkids and the children beyond. And then these two clueless kids, they don't even know who that man is and what that man stands for, and his love and support and contributions towards a eco-friendly or green environment. They were splashing cake on this man's face. I look at them, other one has something like pink hair or something like that. And like this, these are just dumb kids. They don't know what they are doing. And then when I see protests like this that make no sense at all, it kind of brings out a little bit of anger inside of me. Because if it's, for example, a black person was doing that, we all know what the aftermath will be. Even when these self-entitled, spoiled kids were sitting on the road, blocking cars from moving, the police were just there watching, looking at them. If it were a group of black kids, they would beat the daylight out of them, or even grab them, or even shoot them. But because, it's little white kids, instead the police were just there, it takes some group of men, that were coming down of their cars and dragging them out of the way so they can go about their business. These kids don't know what it feels like to pay bills. Mommy and daddy is busy covering everything for them. So they were okay in blocking rules so people will not go to work, because for them they don't work. They have everything sorted out for them. Everything sorted out. It's a shame if their parents, are just there allowing them misbehave and disgrace their families the way they are doing. It is sad. It is an unfortunate situation, because sometimes like things like this happening, I just sometimes wish in my head that I wish I was there. The way I would talk to these kids, they would get up, like they would get up with speed and go home, go read their books or go to school or get something useful to do with their lives. There's also another bunch of morons also. They were going to supermarkets, opening the milks and pouring them on the floor, saying they are protesting for animals. The way white people behave, it's crazy. It's funny how they show so much love to animals and things that don't matter, yet they are busy treating other people very bad just because of their race. And now look at this London incident. I saw a tweet that an ambulance that was trying to take someone from one position to the hospital, two people end up being, they could not make it to the hospital because of the traffic and the roads were blocked by these kids. That is murder right there. They should arrest them, but no, they're not going to condole them. The other one was throwing paint with his skirts. When I look at them, I see young, disturbed teenagers. Like their heads are not even in one place. I don't know whether they should be at a protest or at the hospital or in rehab. But these are things that I look sometimes and I get to be, happy and blessed because I'm African. There are things that I cannot bring myself to do. I've seen a lot of Africans living overseas. They are busy doing foolish things sometimes. It annoys me. But when I look at this protest, most of the people that I only see one picture where I see one black boy there. I don't know if his parents were aware. Doing stuff like that. Because if you are a black person, you know yourself, you will not get into those kind of things, Just stop oil. You guys are protesting for people not to use oil or whatever. The clothes you're wearing are, the prints. Oil was used. The cars you move from one location to another, they use oil. The banners you were holding to make your voice be known, your protest stickers or whatever, they use oil in printing those things. The level of hypocrisy and self-entitlement about most of these protesters is annoying. I'm going to, after I made this video, I'm going to make another live talking about that scam of a Black Lives Matter and the protests and everything that has been going on. But for now, let me talk about this Just Stop Oil. There was one of the kids that was involved, one of the kids that was part of this Just Stop Oil thing. The information were people were releasing the information on Twitter. One was there, went to a very expensive school in England, the school where the royals attend, from a very rich home. So, they know nothing about struggles. They are idle, basically idle. They have nothing to do with their lives. Because if you know you have responsibilities at home, you have kids to feed or you have bills to pay, you will be at work. You'll not be holding things that you are fighting against and holding them and be protesting. Most of these kids are being bankrolled by their parents. There is also allegedly that their all protests and transportation and whatever they are doing is being sponsored by an oil heiress. Someone that the father, is an oil mogul, a big time, into oil and everything, and the daughter is the heiress into her father's empire. So a level of hypocrisy and self-entitlement behind the message is wrong. There are so many ways they can get their voices be heard. There are so many ways they can go about it and let people know that They, for some reason, don't like that people are using too much oil. The world is progressing, we are moving forward. And there are people that are saying that we should not use too much oil. But the ones that are protesting are jumping into cars to go from one location to another. Yet, we should not use oil. We have celebrities telling us about climate change, yet they use private jets every single day. They use SUVs that burn gas and pollute the, the world. Yet they are telling us what to do. I like protest. I like people getting their messages out. But what I don't like is the hypocrisy behind of it all. You are telling me what to do, then you are doing totally different from what you are preaching. Just stop oil. But the placards, no, the banners that you guys print, oil was used. Just stop oil. The t-shirts, oil was used. Just stop oil. You guys are using cars to move from one location to another in your protest. They are telling me how I should use oil, or a certain amount of time I should use my car. Then I'm getting up in the morning to go drop my kids off at school and then go to work. Then you guys are on the floor blocking my path not to go through. But you guys are busy using oil in your movements. I don't know who their parents are, but they really need to level up their games. The way kids here are being, are misbehaving, it's sad. What are the parents doing? And you just gave birth to a child and then you just left that child to just do whatever they feel like doing. The world is a messed up place as it is right now. Then you guys are busy giving birth to kids that you can't train to be decent and good human beings. You're adding more pollution to the earth by doing that. Rich entitled brats sitting on the floor, blocking people not to pass through. Because they are making a protest. You guys don't have any other ways in which you can pass your message. No other ways. The only way you can do it is creating more havoc and more harm and more atrocities to the world. You are blocking, but people are not being able to go to work. They have to provide for their families. You guys are okay. Your parents are rich. I see some other old folks also among them. Retired, they are getting their pensions. But there are people that don't have that luxury of receiving pension or having parents that bankroll them. They need to get up in the morning, go to their 9 to 5. Some people get up as early as 5 or 6, 3, 4 in the morning to go to work. After work, they have to come back home at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And yet, you guys are blocking their path not to go to their work because you say you don't want them to use too much oil. Let's look at the oil thing. Most of the machines being used, including the machines that they use in printing the banners that these kids we are talking about, just stop oil. Those banners were printed using a machine that used oil. Let's look at the industry for machines, and oil thing. We have contractors. Most of their machines help them in oil. Even at that, the workload, the labor is hard. I saw a viral video days ago on TikTok that the video even went viral that one of the US stations pick up on it. There was this father, exhausted, just got back from work with his constructor outfit, tired and exhausted. Went to school, went to the games with his son. There are people that are working so hard that the invention of this machine that use oil helps to reduce the workload and the labor, manpower. It gives them a little bit of relaxation. But these kids don't know about that. Dearest mommy, dearest dad is bankrolling them. The old folks are receiving pension. What I don't like about this generation, and mostly about these white folks and the Western world, like we call them in Africa, is the level of hypocrisy is too much. The rich ones are busy telling the poor people what to do every day, yet they're not doing any of it. If those kids right now, the ones that are doing this Just Stop Oil protest, they want to go on a vacation, then there is a private jet, they will jump right on. But then they'll tell people not to use oil or how to use oil. What even give them the audacity to feel like they can tell people what to do and what not to do? We have the one also protesting about milk. People should not drink milk. It's cruelty against animals. And when you look at them, they really need milk. They really need that milk in their life. They really need it. Because you see them looking all thin, all malnourished, looking sick, like they need to be at the hospital and not at the protest. Yet they want some of us to be like them. Thin, looking sick. Pouring oil, the milk on the floor in the store. We all know how overseas work. People that do cleaning, the cleaners, they got, nothing towards, like nothing compared to the amount of workforce they are putting into their jobs. These kids don't care about that. After they left that supermarket, after making that mess and pouring all those milk on the floor, who is going to clean it up? A worker that has already closed shift for that day, has already woke up, like 4, 5-ish in the morning, go to the store, clean and make sure everything is clean, then go home. Some will even go to another job just so they can, manage their finances and do something tangible for their lives and their kids. And then this spoiled entitled brats will be there pouring milk on the floor, giving these poor women and men more workforce to carry on with. Because they are going to be the ones to clean up after they make that mess. They will not be the ones to clean it up. They will never. Parents, Western world. I've seen so many on TikTok that are doing excellent jobs with their kids. For the others, you guys need to step up. The fact that you guys are rich and provide for your kids does not mean you can tell them or make them feel they can do whatever they feel like and go scot-free. There are limits to what you can put in place. If you guys can handle their rude behavior, the world cannot handle that. People are fighting every day to stay alive, to keep their things, in order, body and soul. Please don't release your uncultured, untrained kids onto the world again. We have so many things to deal with. They are blocking the road, sitting on the ground, not allowing people to pass through. For what? I don't even know. And then you look at the police also. If it's a group of black kids, they will be there, becoming all forceful to get them off the road. But this one, they are just there looking at them and smiling. It's sad, yeah? But there again, that is it. So, if you are watching my video for the first time, you may watch me live or after the live, thank you for watching. And please share your thoughts in the comment section about this Just Stop Oil protesters and these animal lovers protesters. What do you think about them? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And the way they are going about delivering their message and the changes that they want. How they are communicating with people. Leave a thought in the comment section. Maybe we can discuss it on my other live. Today I'll be going live for like multiple times. Because whenever I dress up and do my makeup, I don't want it to go in for waste because I'm going to take it off. So I'm going to do a couple of videos today. Stay with me. You can watch them all through the week. You can check out my channel for other content also that I discuss. Check my playlist and subscribe, like, and share. My Instagram link is available in this channel under the About section, same as my Facebook page. So I'll see you all on my next live, which will go about in the next 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes. So I'll see you all really quick soon.